Hey Ross World, my money makes money, and you're trying to get into the house buying and the house selling field. Whether it's an apartment or a duplex or a condominium or just a plain big house. Now, your first question may be, do you want to become a real estate agent or a real estate broker? Now, in most states, probably all of them, you have to become a real estate agent first, and you have to be that 1 to 3 years before you can actually have enough time during the agent piece to become a broker where you can sell a house on your own. Now, the agents, they actually have to work under a broker. So, what does that mean? While you're trying to sell a home that you may have purchased, you may have to pay a fee because if you, as a regular buyer, and you're trying to sell that house for profit, you may have to go to an agent or broker anyway and pay the fees that are associated with that buy and sell. Because now you have to go through somebody to actually buy and sell that home you're trying to get for profit. So this may be a long-term thing, but nevertheless, you will become your own real estate agent and your own real estate broker. So that's one thing to look into. Okay, moving right along. Second thing is this. What do you actually want to buy? Do you want to sell it or do you simply want to rent it? Now, there's all types of pieces of property, whether it be, like I said, an apartment, a duplex, a double wide trailer, whatever it may be for you. The main thing is this: location. Location, 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 location. Another thing is you have to have insurance. You have to have a good maintenance plan and a good maintenance team, especially if you're not living in that state or jurisdiction. Maybe you're abroad and you're buying a house somewhere where you used to live at, where the property environment is great. These things you really need to take into consideration. And third, capital, revenue. Do you have the money that's not going to hurt your pockets in case that property goes belly up and no one actually rents it for months on end or actually buys it? Do you have the money to sustain that payment until somebody actually rents or buy that property? Because don't forget, a lot of states and a lot of districts require you to keep the power on because of certain sewage and other state regulations that they have by law in order to keep that house efficient for the next buyer to come in. So this is things that you actually need to think about. Just like an apartment. Anytime you go see an apartment, you notice that the lights are on. That's so that the people who want to rent it, the people who want to buy it, they can actually look around and make sure things are working properly. So all these things you need to take into consideration, from being a real estate broker or an agent or having someone to do it for you and you pay that price. Then you can cut out the middleman, but you may not want to deal with all that jazz. And I totally understand that. Location, do you have the money? What do you actually want to get into? Condominium, house, do you want to sell or rent? These are the things that you really need to jot down and you really need to think about it. And then when it comes to location, just as my video I refer to as in location, is it near a police station? Is it near a fire station? Is it in a school district? Is it near a shopping center? Is it near a hospital? These are all factors. They may increase the value of your property being sold or bought, or may decrease someone actually renting or not renting your property. So all these things takes tons and tons and tons of research. Now, quite frankly, a lot of people on YouTube can try to give you a list and narrow it down, but it's nothing like you going out for yourself. I'm just going to give it to you plain and simple, where you can make a list and you have to do the research, because at the end of the day, it's your hard working dollars that you have saved and invested going into that property, and I want only you to lose that money. I don't want me to lose that money. I don't want anyone else to lose that money except for you. Now, that's losing money. When it comes to gaining money and money being profitable for you, I only want you to gain and be profitable for that money. These are decisions that are not quick. These are decisions you have to do tons and tons of research. What insurance company you're going to use? What maintenance company you're going to use? Where do you want to buy this house, condominium, trailer? It doesn't matter what it may be. You have to figure out, especially when you're dealing with real estate, when you're dealing with property, what are the laws? what other regulations what actually governs the city that your property is sitting on. Now, real estate is one of the best businesses to ever get in because everyone knows that land doesn't grow. So when you buy a piece of property, whether it be a blank slate and you want to build a house on it, you own a piece of the earth. If you go to Dubai, some people put artificial land and made the world in the replicas of little small islands, okay? But everyone knows that land is one of the rare commodities on earth. It does not grow, okay? It does not grow, and you can actually buy land. So when it comes to real estate, I want you to do your research. Whether you want to start from step one, real estate broker, real estate agent, or having someone to do that part on your behalf, figuring out what type of property you want to buy to either rent or sell. Do you actually have the money to cover that property, to buy it outright and also pay all the bills that are adjacent to it until that property is either rented or sold? So these are things that you need to jot down. These are the things that you need to do your research on. These are the things you need to be prepared for. So just don't jump into real estate. Be well knowledge, be well prepared before you get inside of it. But I will say this, real estate, it's a really, really profitable market, especially if you get inside of the right neighborhoods. Hopefully this was helpful for someone who's really thinking about real estate, but really don't have an idea where to start. And if you want to research, check out investopedia.com. They have a lot of information to help steer you in the right direction. This is Ross World. My money makes money. I'm out.